Hello. The eyes are the windows to the soul. What does that innately mean? Well, to better understand, let's take a glance at Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira has a very powerful gaze. When you look into his eyes, you can feel something. It shakes you up. He has a tremendous aura as well. Where does this come from? Well, to better understand, let's take a glance at a problem Alex Pereira had in his past. He was actually an alcoholic, and when he would train, when he would fight, the slightest hit would have him crumble. He was weak, he was fragile. His coach one time punched him in the stomach because he was so fragile and so weak, and Alex just crumbled. But there on the ground, he cried, and he got back up despite how he felt. That's who Alex Pereira is. Regardless of how he feels, he's overcoming that alcoholism. It's carried over. He fights with broken bones. This guy will fight regardless of what he feels. That is what his eyes tell. Regardless of the situation, if he's not knocked out, he will continue. It's going to be a fight. His warrior spirit is that great. It is his conviction, his hunger, his willingness to try, so as long as he is conscious. That is what we feel in his eyes. That is his authenticity. And that is why his aura is felt throughout the world. He's a star. It's not the trash talk that makes people the most popular. That's what we're seeing with Alex Pereira. Perhaps the face of the UFC, one of the biggest stars in the UFC. It's not the trash talk. The trash talk is a natural expression of one's authenticity oftentimes. And if it's not, it doesn't hit the same way. What Alex Pereira has instead is authenticity. An aura fueled with tremendous conviction, a hunger, a piercing power behind his gaze. His aura. It's what he had to overcome. That story etched into his being. The suffering he experienced being an alcoholic, working at a tire shop in a very poor environment, in a very difficult environment, a hopeless environment. He had a dream, a vision, a hunger, a desire. He knew he could be a champion. He knew he could. He knew it. That is what we feel. It's a story etched into who he is. And when he walks around, when he carries himself, when he looks another man in the eyes, we feel it. That is what makes him so popular. That's what makes him a star. It's his story. And with that said, it goes back to you. Regardless of what you're going through, because everyone is etched with suffering. Everyone has a story. Whether it's mental or physical, everyone has something they're dealing with. Suffering is a truth propagated amidst this plane. Everyone suffers. Your story, the way you feel, do not let it overcome you. Because the darker the shadow, the brighter the light. It may be cultivating something great. You don't know what it could be. Regardless of your situation, regardless of how bleak it is, do not lose hope. Do not lose faith. Keep trying. Show up and have faith that it will work out, because it is the brightest lights which do cast the darkest shadow. We see the light, but not the story, pitch black behind it. That's a truth we can all understand when we see Alex Pereira. He truly has a deep etched story expressed through his eyes. And that is what we feel. I've been through worse. I can handle this. Broken bones, bad camp, anything. It doesn't matter. My opponent, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. The spark I have inside is greater than the doubts I have in my mind. I will try. Let that inspire us all to do the same. Thank you, Alex Pereira, for this lesson.